Bonjour.
Welcome to the press conference, pre-match conference. You may ask your questions in English, in German, or in French. So we see that you're playing full games. You've beaten your record as far as goals. How do you feel now? You know your shape. This shape before playing against Bayern.
I think I feel great. I think I'm in good shape, but I know that there is many important games ahead, like tomorrow. So. I think main goal that why I feel like that it's team, because we have amazing players and they are helping me to do these things, and I'm really proud that I'm one of them. So it's mainly the team.
Loïc Tanzi pour l'équipe.
We've talked a lot about fatigue at the beginning of the season. It could be a problem for Paris. How do you explain that we find you so well in shape now?
It's difficult. I think we had many games from last season. In the start, I think we were a little bit tired. We had many games, but now I think we already saw that we are in very good shape. We have maybe better shape than we had in the start, but we know that now we have to give 100% because it's our main games remaining, and we will try to do our best. I think the team feel best shape in the season.
Bonjour Khvicha, tout au fond, Arthur Perrault, RMC.
So now you're playing against Bayern, that you know this team. They already beaten you early in the season. They've just won the 35th title in nationwide with an amazing offense.
I remember that game very good. I think it was the start of the season that we were not good as they were, and we had many important players injured. And even that game, I think the second half we showed that we were capable of everything. We can beat them, but it was many chances that we cannot score. Right now, I think we play two best team right now plays against each other, and now I think the game will be more important for each team. And now two best team plays against each other, I think.
Bonjour, Alice Lefebvre pour
How do you explain that you play so well individually in the Champions League? And could you tell us this special move, when you get back in the middle and then hit the ball, shoot it so hard?
Which game? Sorry.
Your special move in general.
I think I work a lot because of that. When you are winger, I think main goal is to go inside and shoot. I think our game depends of every players, but attackers we have main goal to score the goals, and in the training we have shooting drills, and we are trying to do these moves, and even in national team I try to work, and from academy I try to work about this move to go inside and shoot. I think it's good, but I can improve that also, and that's why I'm working every day because of that.
Bonjour, Giovanni Castelli pour la chaîne L'équipe. Concernant la Ligue des Champions,
as far as the Champions League, you are the player of representing PSG. You look like you're possessed. Is this really like a Champions League thing that makes you be like that? And you've also shoot a penalty kick against Nantes. Are you now the first penalty guy for PSG?
I think we have many players that can shoot penalties very well, and I'm one of them, I think. But we didn't decide yet who will gonna shoot the penalty. We will save this thing for tomorrow. Let's see. And about team. like when you have players like them, the quality players, you just have to go to the pitch and play for this badge. And I'm just doing that. I'm going to the pitch to give my 100%. Doesn't matter I will score goal or not. I want to, when I leave the pitch, I want to know that I give 100%.
Bonjour.
You're going to play against Bayern and Manuel Neuer, who's one of the greatest goalkeeper in the world, and he loves one-on-one, Do you get ready to play in a specific way to play against such a goalkeeper? Do you kick the ball harder? Do you find different angles? Do you work specifically for these type of goalkeepers?
No, I mean, it's very difficult. We know that he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's the legend. I mean, we don't know how power you have to shoot to score against Neuer, but I think last time in World Cup we scored 2 goals against him, and we have to try to repeat that. And we know that he's capable of everything he can do. He's playing with the leg amazing. So I mean, we will try to score the goal, and we are not training because of Neuer to how we can shoot against Neuer. We are just trying to work, and let's see how we can shoot against him.
Son camarade de presse africaine France, ta complémentarité avec Ousmane Dembélé, on le voit sur le terrain.
The way you play with Dembele, is this natural, or do you work at practice with Dembele on these?
I think with Dembele, you don't have to work with him a lot. You just have to enjoy watching him. When you have him on the team, it's pleasure, to play the player like he got the talent. I think he can do everything on the pitch, and I just enjoy watching him. And when I'm playing him, it's a really pleasure for me. He can create for me the moment that I can just shoot and score, and I'm really proud that he's on our team, and that's why he won the Ballon d'Or. I think, and he can. He's capable to win many times that, and I'm really proud that we have him on the team.
Khvicha, Ilias Peters de 90 minutes. Un peu dans le prolongement de la question de mon confrère, peux-tu nous parler un peu
Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with the other attacker? You just talked about Dembele, but also Doué and Barcola. Can you tell us about your relationship with them on the daily basis?
I think it's amazing our relationship, but not in between attackers, all of the team. Every training we are just enjoy to see each other, and we are very happy. I didn't see a guy came in the morning in the training, and he said, because when you come here, you are just have to smile, and I think this is the main reason why we are in the good shape always, and we are just one of the best team right now in the Europe. And I have amazing relationship with them, with all the players, and I'm really proud that I came here, and I have many new friends that it's my family right now, so I'm really proud.
You are one of the technical leader now in this team. In what way have you improved in that area in Paris, coming from Napoli? And what do you think Napoli experience has brought to you to adapt to Paris?
I think technically I were good also in Napoli. I don't think that I improve a lot. I think I can say that I improve very much defensively with Luis Enrique, but of course with Conte it was amazing. He gave me first push, but with the coach you have to defend like defender. So I think I improve defensively very much here than technically. But of course, we have amazing trainings to work for the technique, for shooting, everything here, and I just improved everything generally, but I think defensively the most.
Bara, here. Enzo Oliveira for TNT Sports, following the colleague. And what has you improved, but to score more goals with Luis Enrique? You are playing with Dembele. It's such an amazing player. And I'm very curious, because I was living in Italy when you won the Serie A. and they have Maradona, this nickname. I don't know if you have some comment about, because reading the newspaper yesterday and after the last match, they say and they repeat Maradona, following how means Diego Armando Maradona for Napolitan. So do you like it or do you know that nickname? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. When I was moving in Napoli, in the streets, they call me Quaradona always, and it's of course pleasure when you are comparing with the goat of football. We know how good Maradona was, and in Napoli he's like God. Every family have his picture in the house, and of course it's pleasure, but you cannot compare any player with Maradona. He was the best, one of the best in the history. Of course, I'm proud, but it was a little bit hard also that you have to. They call you Maradona, and every game you go on the pitch, you have to show them that you are really Maradona. So it was difficult, but I were happy.
Hi, Khvicha. I'm Artur Kovács, RTL Hungary. Maybe we will see you in the final in Budapest. You mentioned that the team is very good right now and you are in a good shape. Is it true also for Vitinha? Because he had some injury, but you trained together.
Yeah, I think he feels good. You already see that he trained. We are happy that we have him. I think he's ready for tomorrow.
Dernière question.
Last question. We know that the most important is to play collectively, and this is maybe what you will answer. But we feel with you that you're one of the last spectacular football representer. And football remains a game, and you always have you create nice opportunities, just beautiful opportunities, nice goals. It's also like an entertainment football, and it's really nice for the public.
Yeah, I think me personally, I play football because I love this, and I am really happy that when I'm on the pitch, I'm trying to do my best always. But maybe football a little bit changed. Now is not maybe same. But we have many players, I think, that can bring beautiful things. And if I'm one of them, you think I'm really proud of that. And I will always do my best, and I will always try to enjoy in the pitch, because the way I love football, it's this, to go in the pitch and just enjoy with my teammates. Thank you, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
You can ask your questions in French, German, or in English. I don't know about German, huh? I think, not really. Hello, coach. Here's a question in French. So, PSG and Bayern are the best two offensive team in terms of goals in this competition. Is this semi-final is the promise of a two-match that will be made for attackers? No, that's the other way around. If you have teams that are able to attack very well, you have to know how to defend, and this would be the key. This would be the key. Try and attack the best in the best way, but also know how to defend against these type of teams. What is sure is that it's a very attractive game for every type of fans, and two teams that are really playing, in a very spectacular way at the moment. Luis, we are talking about the PSG playing better and better now, especially in the end of the season. I know in the short term the goal is to win all the matches, but to what extent these getting better throughout the season is planned ahead? I think these things are very simple. Every coaches are trying to work towards the end of the season in the best conditions as possible. At the moment, we're reaching the semis, and all the players are ready, maybe except for one of our players, but then is the Champions League magic, it's a very special energy. Everyone wants to be there and wants to enjoy this match. It's very positive. Then anything else, whether you reach the semis better or worse, it's not just by mistake. It's not just luck. Right now, we're in a great shape, and I'm really happy. All the fans that we met by the campus are so confident. They're showing confidence about these semi. They say nothing can happen to Paris. Do you think nothing will happen? Well, supporters show confidence in their team, and that's great. But we are professional players. To me, in this phase of the Champions League, there are no favorite. The last to a knockout round we played, when you reach these type of matches, tiny details are so important, and you have to be ready to any sort of scenario. We deserve to be here, and we're very confident, but we also know how difficult it is to play against Bayern. We said it and repeated it, Paris are going to play its third semi-final in a row. With this consistent that Paris has never known in the past, can we say that Paris are just one of the big teams in Europe, just like Bayern and Madrid, being consistent? It depends on you. You say it, What I can tell is that it's a great pleasure and it's really well deserved for the past 3 years. If I can remember the first semi that we played against Dortmund, we had 6 times, we shot the pole 6 times. We did everything to reach the final, but Dortmund deserved to be there. And then after that, we were happy about what we did. However, to be here for a long period of time, you need to be really ambitious. We are, and this is what we are as a team, but we want to go a little further this time. These 2 matches against Bayern, of course, the first objective is to go reach the final. But there's maybe something else, which is more in the football lovers' imaginary, is that these are the 2 strongest teams offensively. Does this bring extra excitement, coming out of this match, as a winner? In this prestigious match. It's not only offensively. If you look statistics, defensive statistics, these are the 2 best teams in Europe as well. Probably Arsenal has also had a great run this season. But in terms of consistency, Bayern is maybe a little bit ahead of us. Because they have many great results. They've only lost 2 matches. And if we talk in terms of team, we are right there. There's no other team that are no other teams are better than us, and I said it.
Dans la phase de ligue et les 8 premiers matchs, je vous dis, je n'ai vu aucune équipe meilleure que nous.
I told you already in the league phases that there's no other teams better than us, and now I'm repeating myself. We have a lot of respect for big teams, like we've had before for Liverpool and for Chelsea, and also it's the same thing for Bayern. There's a lot of high-level players and coaches who know how to use their teams individually to create a great team. And I think these semis are going to be fantastic. There's some uncertainty about the midfield, Zaire, and all the other players. Tomorrow is going to be lottery. I will just shake everything and everyone's ready, and doesn't matter which player will be there, everyone's ready. So we'll see tomorrow. I will do as usual, what I think is whomever I think is the best to start the match. But careful, to win this semi-final, we will need all the players who can play. And in this case, we are more than ready. We talked a lot about the offensive squad in Munich. They have two wingmen with Diaz and Olise. Can this change the way Hakimi and Nuno Mendes are playing? What do you think? That you're not going to change? Well, you think we won the Champions League last year with Nuno and Hakimi just defending? No, they have to defend, and they need to defend very well, because these type of players like Olise and so forth that they're facing, you need to defend well, but you need to also do more than just defending. And we know how difficult this is. We know how. Anyway, we need to know how to defend, but we do not negotiate. We want to win the first match, and we want to win the second one. Doesn't matter the results of the first match. You said it previously, players are really motivated before this great big matches. How do you work in this case when there's a big match? Do you talk maybe shorter, or you talk more, or you leave the team manage itself a little bit more? Already, Raphael Paul. It depends on what we're looking for. The work of the coach, when you work, is harder to work with a team that's not motivated. But when you play a Champions League semi-final, you don't need. These are the easiest matches to manage. You don't need the coach in these phases when you reach semis. Yes, you may use the coach to calm the players, but beyond excitement and motivation, you need the other way around. You need to calm the team. You need the team to be relaxed. You've talked about Vincent Kompany. He's a young coach, coaching at the high level. And in France, we know about Olise. He's in our heart. Is this a player that you like? I like all the players from Bayern, not only Olise. All the players. I really like them. Individually, very high level. All these players, all these international players, and as a team, they've shown their level. And Kompany is a really high player level. He showed that in England. That's 2 years now that he's been coaching Bayern. You know how tough it is to play against them. And so it was one of the teams that I like to watch the most. They go forward and score a lot of goals, and it's really nice to watch this type of play of teams play. But offensively, yes, one of the best team.
Hello, Coach Hugo Ramirez from Televisa Univision. Obviously, we see a great run of your team in Champions League, obviously in Ligue 1. But what can you say is different in this journey to win the UEFA Champions League for a second time in a row? That we know that it's very complicated. What would you say you see different on your team from last year compared to this year? Thank you, Coach.
Well, it's something different because the first one, it was like a relief for everybody in Paris, and now it's a different history. It's a motivation for us, really motivation, because making history was great, but we are hungry and we want to improve our level. And excited to play that match, to play those 2 matches, and looking forward to starting the match tomorrow.
Coach, bonjour.
I would like to ask you regarding Marquinhos. He played 12 times in Ligue 1. Maybe it's the 13th match here now in Champions League. Why do you use him more in the Champions League than in Ligue 1? Because we need all the players. We need all the players to be competitive in both competitions. So you have to manage the game time. Normally we control the game time individually, and Marquinhos has a lot of experience. He's the captain. Is really important for us. And try and find the best version of Marquinhos in the moments, the important moments. And in the most important matches, it's something clear, a clear decision that we've made.
On a apprécié ça pendant la saison et je pense que Marquinhos.
We appreciated this throughout the season, and I think Marquinhos appreciated that as well.
Fox Mexico asking in English. We talk a lot about the importance of the presence of Vitinha tomorrow, but speaking about Bayern, who would you say is their system player, the soul of the team?
Easy. Kimmich, Harry Kane, Musiala, Olise, Luis Díaz, Leimer, Upamecano, Ta, Neuer, Stanisic, everybody's on the party, and we try to think about those big matches, thinking individually, and it's a big mistake. We can represent both teams, Bayern Munich and PSG, the team above all. Of course, about unbelievable players, and they are the stars. But the team is the key. And I think we are both teams, and clear example of the what I say.
Ahora, Luis, hablábamos con Kvara, que aquí en Francia empiezan a llamarlo Kvaradona, como en Nápoles. ¿Tú también lo llamas así?
C'est comme ça qu'on l'appelle en Napoli. That's how we call him in Napoli.
Es un mote muy original y muy bonito de Nápoles, y es siempre bonito acordarse de Maradona, acordarse de una ciudad como Nápoles y de un club como Nápoles. Y sí, Kvaradona. Bromeamos mucho con los motes, bromeamos mucho con estas cosas, y Kvara es un jugador importantísimo para nosotros, no solo por su calidad futbolística, sino por lo que transmite como persona. Y eso es mucho más importante. Merci. Ah, sí.